Yo, 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 what is going on? How's everybody doing? Thank y'all for tuning in. Yes, sir. Thank y'all. Thank you for tuning in to another DLE Fitness live stream show. We got a late one going on for you this evening. Just getting over a sickness, just getting over a sickness that had me down for a good minute. I was still able to do some things, but just having the energy and mucus and nose stuffy and all that stuff, just the energy was not there. But we are back in it. And we are finna get this show rolling on the road today, man. And that blue is hitting kind of nice, I must say. This blue is actually got a nice little reflection off the light. I must give it to myself. Looking pretty goddamn good. Yes, sir. Ooh-wee. Yeah. Tell him, Uma. Tell him. Yes, sir. But, man, we got a good show for you today, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you're here, if you're up this late at night, because it is 9 o'clock where I'm at, so we got a late night evening show going on for you. Know that we are simultaneously streaming on Twitch, on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and Rumble for sure. Yes, we are. And also if you want to contribute to today's show, there's the Cash App and the Venmo. Cash App Daniel2888, Venmo Danny-Daniel-00. Yes, sir. And make sure my YouTube is acting right, because I don't know, my YouTube might be tripping. Okay, there we go. I had to get a bunch of stuff according. Okay, hold on. I got too much stuff up. That's my problem. All right, let me pull some things down and get this right. Now we got that going. Yeah, okay, there we go. So yes, man, we got a good show going on for you today. We got our 3 topics. We got fitness, we have the economy, and AI for fitness. We're going to look at the women, the TikTok influencers that are on steroids. Boy, they finna be looking all buffed up and yoked up. We done this before, but this one's gonna be, where's my thing? This was gonna be by Coach Colton, which we done before. And we're gonna see exactly what's going on with the TikTok influencers juicing up and seeing if, it has a negative or positive influence at this point with this day and time. I don't really see no big deal with it because everybody's on some kind of drugs at this point, however you want to look at it. Everybody's juicing up on steroids, trend, Anavar, D-ball, whatever it is. I don't. I keep it natural. Scouts honor. Only to be honest with you, I don't even know where to get the stuff. You know what I mean? It's like you got to ask somebody in the gym. And I guess, I mean, when I go to the gym, I keep it quiet and, well, not really quiet, but I keep to myself and do my thing, and just, do me and keep it natural. So I don't know where to get any of the juice from. I mean, I look on the internet to try to find some, and then when I go to Reddit, they're like, yeah, that stuff's fake, that stuff's whack. And then, you got, the injections, and I'm afraid of needles, so I can't do needles. And then you got to find a pill for them. It means you got to go and talk to somebody. But I feel like trying to go to the gym and ask somebody for the steroids is just like asking somebody for some dope, so I can't do it. So I just got to be natural. Yeah. Hard life. But anyway, we got that going on. Then we're going to go to the economy, and we're going to look into a guy named Orlando something. I forget his last name, but we'll get to him whenever we see him. We're going to see about the government shutting down Section 8. Yikes. Yeah, they're going to be shutting down Section 8. We're going to see what that's going on all about, because right now, man, this economy has got its foot in everybody's derriere, the side of everybody's rear end, and everybody's having a hard time trying to adjust and figure out what to do. It is not an easy thing to do out there. It is tough, so you gotta just, grind it out, stick to it, and keep doing what you gotta do. It is what it is, This time we living in is a different one, but they are allegedly, the government's ending Section 8. Pretty soon Medicaid, then also they're going to end SNAP. So it's going to be a whole lot of people going through a hell of a financial roller coaster. So you better make a pivot. You better make a decision. You better figure out what it is you got to do to keep your head afloat and above water. And then the very last one we have for AI portion of the show. What is the name of this one? I forget. This one is a new YouTube policy. There it is. It's going to end faceless AI YouTube channels. Jesus. Yeah, man. I know people are out here like making a killing on these faceless AI YouTube channels. So you're going to have to show your face and create original content. And I think that if you're not able to actually have original content and, you like get on, like on TikTok, not TikTok, but any social media where people like react to somebody else's stuff. So they'll like play their video and they'll sit there and do like this, like point to the video that's clearly above their head that is not theirs and like try to tell you to watch the video or do like this to the side. Yeah, you can't do that no more. Well, you can do it, but you ain't getting paid or nothing like that. So I know a lot of people right now are just kind of feeling like, you know, they reading that and they thinking to themselves,
he didn't say that. Tell me he didn't just say that.
But they did. And they are. They're not going to be monetizing you no more if that's the kind of content you put out. You got to be original. You got to be authentic. So if you ain't coming with it, and I don't know the details of it. So if it's a faceless AI channel, I don't know how that works. I don't know if you're just making AI content and running up a bunch of channels and putting stuff out there. They're like, nah, that's not original. You're just running prompts like crazy. We're going to dive deeper into it to get a better understanding to see exactly how it works. And this gentleman has like a nice good 10-15 minute video. So hopefully he touches and goes through everything, because I haven't watched the whole video. I just watched a little bit of it. I thought it was a good one to go over. So we're going to see if it's actually a faceless AI channel or what are the stipulations on this, you know, situation at hand. But it's going to be fun to see. It's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be very interesting. So we're going to see exactly how this is going to work and how this is going to go down. Man, I got my oh yeah, there you go. Hit the like button. There you go. Hit the like button. But I need to get my soundboard correct, because I accidentally deleted a bunch of sounds deleting some stuff and clearing up space on my computer. So my sounds is like not all the ones that I want. But with that being said, let's not waste no more time. We're going to go ahead and dive into today's show. Put the first banner on the screen. There we go. We got that up there. And we're going to jump right into the fitness portion of the show. So let's get to it.
Let's get ready for the fitness segment of the show.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know where she came from, but shout out to her. Let's give her a round of applause. Jesus. Sheesh. I think that was a redhead Latina, too. Yeah. Keep them at bay. You know what I mean? You know, you like, be careful. You know what I mean? They'll get you shanked up. So be safe dealing with these women. I mean, you got to be very careful. They do a lot of, you know, witchcraft and voodoo and stuff on you. So all they need is a picture and some clothing and they got you. So be careful out there, man. They don't play around. They really do believe in it, and then turn around and be like, God is gonna get you. Okay. Oh, okay. We know who your God is. Anyway, diving into today's show, let's go ahead and get to the first video on the show. We have Coach Colton here. Shout out to him. Change that banner once again, and let's dive right into it. So what ABC News has just revealed about TikTok influencers on the juice. Let's get it. Oh, and we have it on mute. Let's fix it.
Like steroids and desiring or chasing that crazy big shredded physique, or at least the all-time physique for the bubble that they're in. Then, of course, they end up with permanent consequences that they have to live with for the rest of their life. We talk a lot about those.
Them permanent consequences be this right here. They start talking and they're like, hi, my name is Sally. My name is Jennifer. My name's Jen, and I'm a bodybuilder.
Facts that can be easily picked out.
Jesus Christ, did you see that?
Their life. We talk a
Jesus
lot
Cristo,
about those effects
before and after. Man, oh man, yikes. Sheesh. That is, yeah.
Easily picked out. The masculinization, the aging of one's appearance, and much more. Of course, there's a lot going on. The aging of,
like, hi, my name's Jan.
of one's appearance and much more. Of course, there's a lot going on that we don't see. And ABC News actually just posted this really interesting article, which I want to share with you guys because I thought it was really cool. In this article, they touch on some really shocking figures. For instance, according to ABC, the global anabolic steroid usage amongst women has jumped from 1.4% of total women in early 2015 to now over 4%. This is in a decade of time, and we're literally talking millions of people here.
Now, you have to remember, those are the ones that were honest. Those are the ones that told the truth. And we know about women and telling the truth, bro. They ain't finna tell you the truth. That's just a no-no. They are not going to tell you the truth. Where's my thing at? Where my thing? Exactly. You're gonna be like, ma'am, are you on steroids? She's gonna look at you and say,
what are you talking about?
Like, ma'am, let's keep it real. Like, are you on the juice? She's gonna look at you again and say,
what are you talking about?
And they'll be like, all right, I give up this thing here. Oh, Jesus, get away from me.
millions of women starting anabolic steroids. What this means is that steroid usage among women isn't even fringe anymore. In fact, it's quite common. 1 out of 4 women that go to a gym are likely to use anabolic steroids at some point in their career of fitness. You ask me what's happening, I think it's pretty damn clear what we're seeing happen. It's unfolding in real time. For one, we have fitness influencers talking about steroids more clearly and transparently on social media, which is a double-edged sword. In one breath, I really like the transparency, and I think it can actually be helpful to people to be honest with them. For example, if you're selling a supplement that claims to build muscle or lose fat, it might behoove you to tell the audience that you're trying to pitch that supplement to that you're using exogenous hormones or other things to accomplish the physique that you have and not the product that you're trying to push. Now, that product may have efficacious ingredients in it. It might not, which is most of the times going to be the case. But regardless of that fact, it's pretty worth knowing if you're someone, a consumer looking to buy some products. But once again, it's a very double-edged sword because contrary to what you might think, there's actually a very bad side to that too, which is let's, just create a metaphorical situation here. Essentially, what you're doing is promoting steroid usage to some group of individuals. So for instance, let's say a girl named Lucy.
Sorry about that to my people on YouTube. We had a little, going on. I had to fix that connection issue, but we good. You got an excellent connection now, so you shouldn't have any more issues. My fault.
She wants this really amazing physique, and she knows that Nancy has this really amazing physique, and Lucy desires it. She's trying everything that she can do to acquire the physique that Nancy has. Now, Lucy is currently natural, not taking any performance-enhancing drugs, but she wants that physique. So what she sees is that Lucy is taking a little bit of the sizzle. She's posting about her cycle, talking about how she loves it, talking about the performance gains, talking about what they do, the chemical interactions on a very topical level, the side effects, stuff like that, dosages and all. So now you have a girl that starts asking herself the question, what if I started taking a little bit of this stuff? What if I started to delve in just like she does because I want her physique, and she talks about it so clearly, it seems to be not a big issue. She asks the question, what if? And boom, that's all it really takes.
There it is. That's it. That's the before and after. That's all it takes, is that quick. And then she ends up having a voice like me, and she goes from speaking normal to speaking deeply. And I'm not knocking anybody on doing your juice. Do your juice. I'm not tripping on it at all, because probably at some point when I get up there, I might hop on the bandwagon with you guys. So I'm not knocking anybody. Just if it does some permanent alteration, I'm just more concerned about my nuts being shrinking up. I just can't. That is a huge deal breaker for me. You know what I mean? I mean, like, they say it increases your libido, but it's like, well, which one is it? It makes you horny and shrink your balls at the same time? Like, come on, that's not even cool. Like, what do you expect me to do? Like, come on now. That is like, that is the epitome of a double-edged sword. You know what I mean? Come on.
For a 10-year course of absolute destruction to the female anatomy. And the insidious part about all of this is the influencers usually talking about this stuff fail to really remark the negative consequences to doing these things. They often can really highlight the positive effects with very, very much so glossing over the negative effects, in themselves especially. What we often see on this channel is that it's virtually impossible to find women when we're going through the deep depths of their profile, talking, for instance, just talking. Sometimes these gals will even just post a photo, and you notice that all of their photos are airbrushed.
Yeah, I mean, for a guy, if you're doing fitness, you have to talk. You can't just, and you have to use your voice. You gotta talk as a guy. You have to. You can't just go around posting your pecs and your legs and your little meat print and all that stuff. It doesn't work that way for us. It just doesn't. Our views just won't go through the roof, and the algorithm will support it. It don't work like that. You have to have some kind of character behind. For women, they don't need no character. They just use their beauty and they breast, and voila, they just look into the camera, they look, they stare, they bend over, they show you they print down there, and bam, it works.
All of them. Adding the...
No shade, not hating. Don't hate the player, hate the game, so I respect it.
The fact that they're probably hiding the facial aging they're acquiring from using anabolic steroids. They basically keep the side effects undisclosed, not showing them to the rest of the world as best as they can, only highlighting the positives of their journey, the shows they won, the physiques they've acquired, the supplement sponsors they've gained, which, don't get me wrong, there are positives. I'm not an idiot. People make livings doing this stuff. I get it. But what this article really does that I love is it highlights some of the critical features that aren't considered by most people when they start doing these things. For instance, Dr. Tim Kowalski, I think that's how you pronounce his name, probably wrong, as you guys know, notoriously horrible for pronouncing names, has done some really cool research specifically on women taking anabolic steroids. But what he has found in all of his case studies and research groups and through his own polling is that women, while they can take anabolic steroids, they will experience the same quantifiable side effects as men. But the crazy part is that almost always those side effects are more significant in women populations.
Okay, so in men, you get facial hair growth, hair loss, and voice changes. I mean, that's almost like a double negative, right? Facial hair growth and hair loss. So you grow facial hair, but you lose hair on your head. That's okay, whatever. And then your voice changes. I've never really paid attention too much in the voice change of a guy on steroids, but I guess it does happen. So yeah, that's horrible. And if it happens for both genders, then I mean, you just have to weigh out that these things are permanent. At least the voice change is permanent. I don't know about the hair loss. I mean, maybe the science in today's world can reel that one back and you might be able to get the hair back or something, but the voice change, that's gonna be a toughie. But then also, genitalia wise, they say men's testicular shrink, but then women's clitoris starts to almost turn into a little wee down there. You know what I mean? They start to almost have like a little 1-incher down there, and I'm like, yo. So, and I don't know if that's permanent or if that goes away after use, but who knows?
Acne, the hair thinning, you name it. And what this guy also talks about in this article during an interview is that basically steroid access is at an unprecedented level. It is so easy to get roids, and it's almost easy in some cases than
it's so easy to get. Well, how come I'm having such a hard time? Hey, somebody holla at your boy. Go ahead and slide me some of that good old juicy juice. You know what I mean? Go ahead and slide it over here this way. Let me get on the juice at some point. We'll see if I can break my natty card. We'll see how I feel. You know what I mean? If I wake up one day aching and feeling my bones creaking one more time, I just might hop on with y'all.
Simple.
Because you know what they say, if you not natty, your pockets is fatty. That's how I look at it.
Amazon purchase. And the unfortunate side of that ease of access is that there really is no sort of regulation to what the women are getting or buying, because a lot of the times what they are getting is not what they're buying. It's completely something else. Maybe it's nothing, but a lot of the times it is a compound that is far, far more deleterious for a female to be using than the one that she was desiring to purchase. A series of steroid checks conducted in Queensland.
I mean, but that's it. But that's any drug. Any drug you buy, you don't know if it's the real drug. If you buy any street drugs, you don't know if it's if it's the real. How do I say this? If you're out there buying some Lady Gaga, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know if it's been cut to oblivion. It's any drug that you want to get. Like, you don't know what it is. So, just with the steroids, I mean, I guess they can. I always wonder, because you have that I forget what it's called, the synthetic steroid. Rich Piano was using it. He would inject it into his muscles, and it made his muscles look bigger than what they actually were. I forget what it's called. So I wonder if they add that in there with the actual juice to kind of like give it that effect when it's not really that effect.
Last year even found that the steroids that women were buying specifically, such as Anavar, Primobolan, and in some cases Winstrol, were not so. Out of the 100 samples that were tested and submitted by the community at large in the Queensland area, half of the product was entirely different from what it was labeled. This means the product was an entirely different steroidal compound from what they had ordered. And out of that 100 samples, a staggering amount of them, over 50%, were misdosed or had a way too high of a acceptable range of heavy metals, which is it's horrible for your body. Like, just to be very clear, heavy metal toxification is disastrous. But what blows my mind, and I guess a lot of other people too, is that a lot of body
In 10 years, after all of these BBLs, all of these juices, male and female, hell, men are getting BBLs, so I can't even put that on the women no more. BBLs, both genders, all of these steroids, both genders, all of these, just all these implants and all these stuff, that in 10 years, man, we gonna see some wicked stuff when it comes down to like what it's done to people's body over time. Like, I think in time we're gonna see like who kept it natural and who didn't, and I think the consequences might be worse than what we think it's gonna be, because this is a humble opinion. Back when Arnold was doing steroids to now, we see how he looks now. But now the steroids that's being taken, we don't know how watered down or how, how much they mixed it and blended it with a whole bunch of nonsense that'll have some extreme harmful effects on you later on down the, so we don't know what's gonna look like. Then you add the COVID shot with it, then you add all these other things, so it's like
builders, especially males, but I think females are getting on to this too.
Plus the food wasn't the same back when Arnold was lifting, so add the food mixed with all the GMOs, and man, in 10 years it's gonna be bad.
Now, they know what they're getting into. They know that these products can sometimes be fake. They know that these products can sometimes have heavy metal contamination to a very significant degree. Yet they keep stabbing themselves in the glutes like a decade-old pincushion that your grandma refuses to get rid of because she likes to sew patches on all your jeans with holes and embarrass you in front of everyone in school, so you now have trauma that has spread through your adulthood and you seemingly can't let go of. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. In this article, the doctor we're talking about here, which is, I think, far ahead of any doctor I've heard speaking about specifically female steroid usage, mentions that women should be getting echocardiograms, blood tests, taking their blood pressure, and much more. And specifically that these are things that men usually are aware of, that they need to be doing. They know what these terms are. They know how to get these tests. They know how to take their own blood pressure. But women, on the other hand, aren't pressed as hard as men, nor are they as well educated as men in terms of the potential side effects. And I would also add on top of these
well, yeah, when you get your blood work and stuff like that done, it just reveals the truth. They don't want to hear the truth. That's really what it boils down to.
tests, there should be a lot more things that should be a standard of practice for women who are taking performance-enhancing drugs for whatever particular reason. If for some undiscernible reason you say, I'm going to take a male hormone, you should be recording your voice on a weekly basis, having a phrase that you say every single week to make sure there's no changes within your voice. You should be, while completely a weird take, right? But there is going to be some clitoral enlargement when a
Hey, that's a good point. You should be recording your voice every week. That's actually a good one. That's actually a good thing to do. Every week, record it so you can know at what point you're like, all right, I've taken it to as far as I want to go. My voice has been altered before it gets bad. You can catch it before it gets like horrendous.
A female takes in a decent dose of anabolics. So maybe taking pictures for yourself of that stuff and comparing it to, 3 weeks later, a really important feature, okay? Like, I know it sounds super weird to talk about, but like genuinely, if a female's out there and she's considering this stuff, you really want to be sure architectural changes to your body are not happening, because they do not reverse. Like, it is finite and it will happen to you the longer you're on whatever kind of compound you're on. I don't think most females want, you can fill in the blanks, right? And I feel like if a lot of gals who we've talked about on this channel would have done these things, measured their voice, like actually recorded it and seen on a week-to-week basis how much it's changing, they would have stopped before things got a little bit out of hand. Needless to say, though, I'm happy that ABC News is releasing articles about the female steroid epidemic that I kind of recently got into, and I'm realizing how large it actually is. And it's even more interesting that as I dig these things up and I go through people's profiles, which is very personal and it feels like scrutinizing, but it's absolutely not. I don't bully anybody. I'm just clearly stating what's happening to them in terms of changes to their body. The bodybuilding, like the female bodybuilding crowd specifically, has just like not Doug, what I have going on, like they really don't like being called out like that. But the thing is that they won't call it out themselves. Like these are true changes. I'm not subjective. I'm not making it up. I'm showing you, here's a video from 2 years ago, and here's a video from now. You can see the differences. I can see the differences. It's worth talking about that these things happen to females. But hey, if, the hate is there, I don't really care, because I've gotten like numerous messages from people who were taking some kind of performance enhancing compound that wasn't an androgenic steroid and stopped taking it because they watched even just one of my videos, which I think is badass. They didn't even, a lot of the times, know what they were taking. So I'm happy to be talking about this stuff. And
See, and that's true. That's true. At least you saved one. That's how I look at it. It's like you ain't gonna save everybody, and you all you trying to do is save one. If you can get one, you good. Because I mean, you ain't Superman, and Superman couldn't save everybody. So at least you can get one person to get off of it. You did your job, because you really you're just stating facts. You're not making anything up. You're not really bashing nobody. I mean, I might clown a little bit, but still, at the end of the day, you're at least bringing awareness to the situation and trying to let them know, like, hey, this is not going to end well in the long run. This ain't going to be what you think it's going to be. It's going to be good for a moment, but at some point, like, it may be what you do for the rest of your life. It's your choice, but at least know, like, your woman essence is going away. You know what I mean? When men take steroids, they just overdo it. They turn into the Hulk and just look crazy. But when a woman does it, she changes over and destroys like her feminine essence, which in turn is like, it's like if men were to go crazy and just take a bunch of estrogen every single week. It's like, bruh, like, you're going to the point of no return. Like, you're finna turn full blown. Or you can want to go that route. If that's what you choose to do, good. But, be aware of, like, this ain't coming back. You know what I mean? So I think it's fair. And at least you save one. If you can save one, you good.
we have all seen enough in this industry as a whole. I mean, people horrifically losing themselves to abuse of all sorts of compounds. I mean, Jesus, the past year alone, we have people committing murder, Connor Murphy going insane, the Liver King faking his natty status and then going insane, chasing Joe Rogan around the world. That 17-year-old kid who just entered the hospital on life support because he claimed natty. In fact, he was not. He was blasting astronomical amounts of steroids. And so he got...
Okay. I don't know if this is a 17-year-old kid he's talking about, but let's count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plates. That's what is 45 times 8? I'm going to try to do this in my head. 4, 5 times 8. 5 times 8 times 5 is 40. 0, 4, 32... 3, wait, hold on. 4 times, what is it? 45 times 8. So 45, so 40, 0. 4 times is 32, 36, 360 on each side. 360 and 360 is 720. 720 plus another 45 because the bar is 45. 720 plus 45 is going to be 765. 765. Jesus. 765. He's pushing 765 right there, bruh. I'm pretty sure a homie can't even turn to wipe his ass. Like, he's just man, his muscles is tight. Jesus. Shout out to him, though.
Infection. He did a bad injection and got an infection at 17 years old. There's so many deaths we've talked about, so many people who've changed their infection at 17 years old. There's
that right there. This guy right here, very unfortunate. He passed away like shortly after this situation. If you would have kept the video on, they had to come out and come grab him because he dropped down to like one knee or whatever, fell down. They had to catch him and take him off, and he ended up passing away shortly afterwards. So, I mean, that's very unfortunate for him. But just, being on the juice and not being able to, your body, man, you're putting so much mass on your joints and your ligaments and tendons. Your body is like, what the hell is all this? Well, what are we doing? It's a shock. It's not a gradual growth. It happens so quick. You got to eat more and all that stuff. So, You gotta be careful.
So many deaths we've talked about, so many people who've changed their entire lives, their bodies, their faces, their hairlines. I mean, all in pursuit of a pretty singular and selfish goal. When in reality, like, having a physique that's great doesn't really require the extremes all of the time. But oftentimes you see people reaching into the suitcase of experimental drugs that are non-approved for human use to get there. It doesn't require you to always look better than everybody else at the cost of losing yourself. But, you know, the reality is, truly, it requires some time. It requires some work. It requires you to realize that the goals you have are not always meant to be achieved. In fact, that's far from the truth. It's never the point. What the point should be is developing values that inch you closer to that goal every single day. Values will last you a lifetime. Goals are momentary. So many fail to see the value in walking the path and walking it the furthest compared to everybody else, instead of taking the detour that brings you and wraps you around to the finish line. The shortcuts exist, but there's often a heavy trade-off with your own life that you have to pay to take that shortcut. And
that's what a shortcut is. You get there quicker, but you enjoy it for a shorter period of time. You know what I mean? At least that's my opinion. Shortcut, you get there quicker, but enjoy it for a shorter period of time. You don't want to take the long cut and then have it, you know, for the remainder of your life, because you know what it took to get there, and you understand the pitfalls, the ups and downs of getting there, and appreciating how to retain it for a long period of time, because it's a marathon, not a sprint. Shout out to Nipsey.
I think in some people's cases, it might be worth it. But in almost everybody else's, like the large majority, the grand majority of people, it's actually not. Now, I understand there's definitely an efficacious way to use performance-enhancing drugs. And I know that's a very brash thing to say, but there really is. We have data where people run 600 milligrams of testosterone, no deleterious health effects. We have data of women running pretty high doses of other things too. And again, no really measurable or quantifiable side effects. But the problem is people go so far beyond all of that. I don't know if you guys ever play games. I play a lot of games, or I try to. Now I'm just kind of watching people play games because I'm at the point in my life where, like, I'm too busy to do the things I enjoy anymore. It's kind of a sad topic and it's depressing. I'm sad. But anyways, the roguelike genre of games, I don't know if you've played something like this. Like Risk of Rain 2 is a really great example of this. But it's like when you're presented with a really OP piece of gear. Like you got a really OP piece of gear. It's awesome and you loot it. But it has a nerf on it, has a curse or something that's a negative on it, some sort of con. Maybe let's say it does something drastic, like boosts your attack damage by 35%, which is astronomical in any game. But in return, what you get is a 50% reduction to your total health pool, or HP. The use of steroids and experimental compounds, the protocol.
It's actually a good analogy, I must say. That is true. You get, you know, you get some overpower, you get like some whatever cheat code. You get a cheat code in the game, but to use the cheat code, your enemy hits you and it takes down 60%. Your enemy's hits are 60% more powerful, but you have 150% overall power, or 1,000 power. But if they hit you, their hits are, you know what I mean? It's just like a give and take.
People are doing with it is very similar to taking one of those items. You get a massive buff, but the nerf is almost worse. Anyways, I don't know what to really say here, how to end this video, but I am glad that the people who...
No worries. We'll go ahead and end it there. I'm going to go ahead and end the video for you. But shout out to Coach Colton on that video, man. We greatly appreciate him. That was actually a good video on that topic right there. Yeah. So yeah, just be aware, man. Like I say, if you ain't natty, your pockets are fatty. Taking steroids, any kind of juice is a serious effect. And I would say if you're gonna take it, I usually say wait till you get up in age. Wait till you get a little bit older before you start taking stuff like that, so you actually know how to diet with it. You want to know how to diet, how to eat healthy, and how to actually work out. You gotta have, and yeah, if you can make your body change naturally through dieting and working out, and you want to take it to the next level because of age or whatever, because recovery and all that stuff is harder, then it makes sense to do it because you're already doing it right. You're just adding a little bit and you won't have to use as much. You really won't have to go as hard as most people are, because you're already doing the right things. You're already eating right, lifting right, sleep recovery right. Now you just add a little bit of help as you get older, then I think that's fine. I would say over 40 or over 45, 50, that would be the time. Like 45, 50, I would say would be the time. And then you kind of go in and you add a little bit, but this is if you actually know how to train correctly. And once you do that, man, I don't think it'll be as harmful. And plus, you got to be more cautious the older you get anyway. So you don't want to be out there blasting like 600 milligrams of testosterone. That's crazy. So just be safe out there, y'all. Shout out to Coach Colton, man. Thank you for that video. That was a good one. What do we have here? All right, so next thing we're going to get into the muscle of the day. The muscle of the day. Let me see if I can get this thing pulled up because I did have an issue earlier, but I think we got it fixed. Yes. We got the muscle of the day right here. The muscle of the day is going to be, what is the muscle of the day actually? The muscle of the day is going to be the erector spinae. The erector spinae muscle. Let me go ahead and pull it up on the screen so you can see it. Where is it at? There it is. Here we go. So the muscle is the erector spinae muscle anatomy. Let me see if I hit play on this. Then it'll bust me in with an ad or something. We might be good. We might be golden. I think we're good. Let me go ahead and read this off to you. Oh, nope. They said no, sir. They said no, sir. They got me with that one. Caught me slipping. We're going to let that finish. But we're going to read off the muscle of the day, which is going to be the erector spinae. And I need to go ahead and put a freaking muscle of the day intro on her as well. That would be actually a good one. But the muscle of the day here, let me get that pulled up for you, is muscle of the day, the erector spinae. It's a group of muscles and tendons that run along your spine and are responsible for keeping you upright, extending your back, and allowing you to bend and rotate your torso. So that's going to be a very important muscle. The erector spinae has 3 muscle columns from the medial to the lateral. The spinalis, which is closest to the spine. The longissimus, which is the middle column, the longest, which is the longest. The ilicostalis, the ilicostalis, I'll say it like that, furthest from the spine near the ribs. Each of these has a subdivision in the cervical, thoracic, and lumbar regions. And that's going to be, your cervical up here, thoracic, like middle part of your back, and lumbar, the lower part of your back. The functions is the extension of the spine, standing up straight from a bent position. Lateral flexion is bending to the side. Rotation of the torso assists with twisting motions, and posture is to support keeping your back erect while sitting and or standing. Origins and insertions. The origin is going to be the iliac crest, sacrum, lumbar vertebrae, and the thoracic vertebrae. The insertions are going to be the ribs, cervical and thoracic vertebrae, and the skull, depending on the part of the muscle. Best exercises that you want to do to strengthen the erector spinae are going to be deadlifts, back extensions, good mornings, Superman holds, bird dogs, never heard of that one, kettlebell swings, and bent over rows. You always want to have a strong back. And let me see, common issues that people have with their erector spinae is going to be tight erector spinae can contribute to lower back pain. Imbalances from front abs and back spinae can lead to poor posture. So you always want to have a strong back, but also you don't want to have a weak torso. So you got to strengthen your torso, strengthen your abs as well. Stretch regularly using the child's pose, cat-cow, or a seated forward folds. And then train your core to support spinal integrity. So have a strong core, have a strong abs, and not just the front abs. Get the side, get the obliques, get the love handles. And I think that's going to be it for it right there. Yeah, that's actually it. Hey, it was a lot quicker than what I thought it was going to be. And I forgot to hit play on the video so they can kind of go in and elaborate a little bit more, but at least you had something to look at. See the erector spinae, the spinalis, the longissimus, and the ilicostalis, if I said that right. Those are the 3 main parts of the erector spinae. So yeah, there it is. That's going to be it all right there. And you're going to be able to see them in different colors and stuff like that. And shout out to Bodyworks Prime for this video. This video right here is by Bodyworks Prime. So if you want to see more detail into it, you can go check them out and look at them. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, will be our muscle of the day. Yes, sir. There it is. All right. So yes, whenever you're working out, man, make sure you strengthen all portions of your body. Whenever you're doing back day, hit the back, but make sure that you are actually using your back muscles to move the weight. You know, if you're doing like lat pulls or, I forget what this is called, forward rows, forward pull, whatever you want to call it. But if you're pulling the weight towards you, don't just use your arms, lighten the weight, and use your back muscles to pull the weight towards you. That's what you want to focus on. That's what you want to aim on. So focus on doing that and getting that right. and not always use your arms, not always be too front heavy, because your back is what is your posture for everything. Having a strong back is what helps you sit up erect and strong. You know what I mean? Instead of being slouched over like this all the time, because you have a strong front and a weak back. So keep that in mind when you're working out. With that being said, we're going to slide on over to the next segment of the show, which is going to be the economy. And the economy, we're going to go ahead and dive in and understanding the government who is ending the Section 8 and seeing people be very, very, very upset about the situation, which is not, I don't think it's a good thing to do. But it's not my decision to make, so hopefully they fix this situation. Let me go ahead and get this video up on the screen. We're going to look at this video here by Orlando Minor. There we go, Orlando Minor, which is this gentleman up here that you'll see. This is his video, and we're going to look at the, let me change the banner. We're going to look at the issues that's going on with Section 8 ending. So with that being said, before we switch, let me switch this banner over to the economy portion of the show. There we go. And let's go ahead and dive into this video and see what's going on with the government in this Section 8. So with that being further said, here we go.
I might get off Section 8. I have some reasons of why to stay on Section 8. Because one, ain't nobody asked us to go have these kids. And ain't nobody asked us to tell us that life was going to be hard back then. That it's easier now. So as a mother, I raised all my kids, and I raised them well. And they all are grown. And I'll be damned why it's time for me to live my life. I'm going to give my Section 8.
Why? Did she contradict herself? Saying, no one asked you to have these kids, but then on the opposite end saying, I didn't realize life was going to be this hard.
That is a contradiction. Like, I mean, nobody asked you to have all these kids. That's a choice. Having a kid is a choice. You knew how to make kids. You chose to make the kids. Yes. And I mean, Section 8 is for you to get on. If you need to get on it, use it to get on your feet and then get off of it, because when too many people are on it, other people can't get on it to help themselves. So you just have these people that are in rotations of Section 8, and then they put their kids on Section 8, so the kids don't have no ambition or motivation to do better in life. So you just have these people like sucking off the government's nipple all their life and not trying to do better and not having no ambition or drive. So it's not that it's there for you to live on. It's there to help you go through a hard time and then get up and get back on your feet and, you know, thrive, and then allow somebody else to get on it who may need it. And it's supposed to be a support for a rough time. Is it? A support for a rough time, and not something just for you to hang on to.
That's right, put in work. Well, guys, the video writes itself. I'm done.
All right, this is for the admins out there.
Oh, no, they hit me with the ad. Oh, they got me. They got me. Guys, I swear I gotta get YouTube Premium. I do. I will one day. One day I'm gonna get YouTube Premium, guys, and we're gonna be watching nothing but videos nonstop. We're gonna just sit here and watch videos and won't have no interruptions, nothing like that. But until then, we gotta deal with ads. Here we go.
Nate is on the brink of elimination.
Wait, what?
On a funding basis, and the program as we know it is completely changing, and a lot of people aren't happy about it. Listen, you may not like this video if you're on Section 8. You may not like this, but this is my opinion, and this is where the program is going. And unfortunately, if you're in Section 8, things are going to start changing in a major way for you. We're gonna jump into it. My name is Orlando. Welcome to the channel, guys. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help out the channel. Also, too, I have a newsletter. It is completely free. How can you beat that? You can't beat it. I've been lit for almost 20 into it, guys. Listen, the entitlement during these down times and the way things are changing in our economy is at an all-time high. It's at an all-time high. Everybody thinks they deserve everything. Instead of pivoting and changing with the times, people are holding on to these programs. People are holding on to things that are disappearing and saying, we're not letting it go. We're gonna go down with the ship. Oh, listen.
Hey, he's right. He's right. You got to change with the times. You got to figure out a different strategy or move a different way or something. It may be painful. Well, not may. It will be painful at first, but it's the ultimate rug pull. That's what they always do. There's always a rug pull. You get comfortable in a way for X amount. They give it to you. You get comfortable for like 5, 10, 15. In this case, good Lord, how long has this been around? But you get comfortable with it, and then they like, okay, we're gonna pull it back since you got used to it, and then you were so used to living with it, you made it a part of your identity, and now it's like you feel like something's been taken from you, but it's never yours to begin with.
On this channel, what do we say? Make sure you take care of you and yours first, guys. You and yours first. And I can tell you right now, holding on to a program, hoping that they're gonna revert and change course and go in a direction that will help you, it ain't gonna work.
So why I got to give up my Section 8 because I did all the right things. In the damn Section 8, ain't no more zero rent. Ain't no $5 rent. These people don't went up like market rent. So you think I'm gonna give up my Section 8 because y'all say I bid on it?
She said zero rent, $5 rent. That was a thing. I didn't know Section 8 was that low. I didn't know you were getting $5 rent. That's crazy work.
A long time. As long as I got life, I'ma stay on my Section 8. Yeah, me.
That's not your choice. You don't have that choice. Your Social Security is the reason why you're on Section 8. And that Social Security number is not yours. Just look on the card, it tells you. So, yeah, what they choose to do with their Social Security card, they gonna take it off. All they gotta do is hit the off button.
I'm still on my Section 8. So y'all get off that by you too old to be on Section 8. No, you too old to be talking about Section 8. Well, you build some apartments and some houses and say I could live there. Then I'll get my Section 8. Until then, leave me and my Section 8 alone.
You want me to build a place so that you can live there for free? Or for $20 or $50 or $100, whatever it may be, you out of your mind. She's right. She can stay over there. She can stay right over there. Don't come to my places. No way. No way. Listen, it's no big secret, guys. You guys know that I am not a supporter of Section 8 investment and Section 8 living. I'm not. Section 8 is only temporary.
Isn't that what I just said? It is temporary. It's only there to use for a certain period of time. You fall on hard times, like, get it if you need it. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it whatsoever at all. But she's saying my Section 8. It's like, sweetie, you didn't come up with this. This ain't yours. You ain't helping nobody. Like, come on now, stop it. Like, it's not your Section 8. You don't run the program. You didn't create it. But you've been on it for so long, you mentally think that you are entitled to it. But you're living off of something that a man created, and a man can take it away. You know what I mean? Like, it's the story of, what's the book? In the Grip of Caesar. If you're going to use Caesar stuff, then understand that what Caesar say, Caesar gets. If he says you ain't getting that no more, you ain't getting it no more. It's just that simple. I digress. Let's continue.
I don't get it.
Let's say that again. Section 8 should be only temporary. Here, listen, guys. I understand a lot of Orlando. Yes, I was on Section 8. Yes, I grew up on Section 8. Yeah, it was temporary, but regardless, I've benefited from that program. I totally understand where you're coming from. And I truly, truly, truly believe that a person should use Section 8 and those government programs to get back on your feet. Fact. Once you get back on your feet.
Exactly. Use it to get on your feet. Once you get back on your feet, get off. And it's time for somebody else to use it, because everybody can't. It isn't like a wait list. I think there's a wait list on it because so many people be on it. So you got to get off your feet. Get off your feet, get it, use it, get on your feet, and then, get off of it and, thrive. You know what I mean? That's how it works. But you get complacent and comfortable and you don't thrive. There's no more like, I gotta do better. It's like, I'm good. I'm just gonna post up over here and chill. Rent's free. I can't believe $5 rent, free rent. She said, I didn't know it was that low. That's crazy.
Fee, you get off of the program. You see how that works? You use it temporarily so that individuals behind you can use it. But
hey, it sound like these women in marriages and divorce nowadays. What it sound like? It sound like women get married and divorced. I'm sorry, I had to say it. All right, continue.
But then we have videos like this that I just showed you. We call these individuals lifers. And we all know these type of individuals. We know these are the type of individuals that we all know that somewhere in your circle who have been on Section 8 for years, tens of years, 20 years or more. And they are not going to let it go no matter what. Well, I know what you're thinking. Okay, Orlando, well,
what does this have to do with what you're saying, which is Section 8 is going to get eliminated?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's go ahead and take a look at this, guys. We can see right here, the new administration is basically going to gut Section 8. We've been hearing these stories, and on my Patreon, I did an actual exclusive video on this explaining to individuals that you need to believe this man. You need to believe, if he said,
you need to believe this man. Ain't that the truth? Dude ain't out here playing. He's showing you what the power of the pen is all about.
And he's going to gut it, and we see all indications that it's going to be gutted. I don't know why people were saying, oh, Orlando, is never going to happen. He will never do it. Now, what do we see with the budget plan? It says here, Trump budget will slash rental aid by 40% and let states fill the gap if they want.
40%. Jesus Cristo, Jesus.
Do you really trust Illinois to fill up the gaps of Section 8? Do you really expect Philadelphia or any of these other states, Florida? Do you expect Texas, they're going to fill in the gap? They're not. They don't even have the budget themselves. Okay, so it says here, it says his administration's latest budget plan would dramatically shrink the federal aid that helps keep millions of people housed. In its request for the Department of Housing and Urban Development, which is HUD, the White House called the current system of the federal assistance dysfunctional and proposed essentially ending Section 8 and other housing voucher programs. And then it goes on to say here too, that another part of Trump's budget calls for shrinking HUD funding for homelessness by 12% and putting a 2-year cap on people's eligibility for aid.
A 2-year cap on the homeless? Like, okay, bro, you gotta have a heart. Give them a little bit more time. Jesus, 2 years. I mean, at least 3 to 5, I would say 3 to 5 years. I mean, Jesus, he said a 2-year cap. You can't even like enjoy it. Like that first year you get it, you already like in your head counting down the days. You're like, oh boy, I can't even sleep good. Like that's crazy, man. Sheesh. Dang, 2 years. Ugh. Anyway, let's continue. Here we go.
You see what I'm talking about? It's shrinking in funding. And then there's also a cap of a 2-year maximum of being on the program, unless you can show that you have some type of disability or something like that. Now, a lot of people will say, Orlando, do you agree with that? Yes, I do. I think there should have been a cap on it to begin with. Let's make that clear. I believe there should have been a cap on Section 8 to begin with. It's a program that's supposed to be used temporarily.
I mean, if you think about it, let's go off of what the lady said. She was talking about free rent, $5 rent. I'm like, what could you do with 24 months of free rent? Just think about that. 24 months of free rent. You should be able to stack up in that time. 24 months. You should be able to make something shake with 24 months of free rent. You know, I'll give you 3 to 6 months to get something started. But then after that, what's that, 18 months of free rent? Like, you should be able to at least be on your feet with $10,000 to $20,000, at least.
Yes. And I know I can hear someone in the back right now saying, Orlando, that's, listen, people should be able to stay on it for however long they need to get on their feet. I disagree. Because what do we know that people will do? What do we know the one thing that people will do? If it's the easier way to do things, if something is given away for free, will humans take it? The answer to that is yes. Yes! Yes! If you allow people to do it, they will do it. This is the reason why a 2-year cap, I am in agreement with this. You should use this program to get yourself out of a hole. You should use this program to get you and your family in a better position. You should be using this program to get a better job, to put yourself in a better position. But let me guess, a lot of you guys are like, Orlando, maybe you're being a little bit too hard on individuals. Are people really staying on Section 8 as lifers? Are people really staying on Section 8 for long periods of time and making wait times to get the help that you need longer?
Yeah, people staying on that stuff for 10, 20 years and then convincing their kids to stay on it too and telling their kids not to get a job just so they can remain on it and get free. Yeah, they are. They are. And also, I did forget to do this for the intro of the economy portion of the show, so my bad. I did forget to do the economy intro. Here we go.
Welcome to the economy segment of the show. Enjoy.
All right, there it is. Let's continue.
Oh, look. I understand this may be your first time. Let's go ahead and listen to what some people are saying about people staying on Section 8 forever.
To piggyback off the Section 8 voucher video. Also, getting a voucher is very difficult because the bitches on it never get off of it. They have a lot of programs implemented in place on Section 8 for you to buy houses, escrow accounts, etc. But because we have the feast of the family, you have so many people that are so used to traumatic situations that they never want to improve their life. They watch the mother be on Section 8, the father, the uncles, the aunts, the whole family, and they have no goal beyond Section 8. And that's why the vouchers aren't freeing up, really. I know people who won't work extra hours because their rent's gonna go up. Like, that's wild to me.
And you guys saw that in the first video I showed you. That lady said, you think that I'm gonna give my Section 8 up after I've taken care of my kids and I've done all this other stuff for my kids and they're grown now? You think that I'm going to pay regular rent?
That's insane. Kids. So let's do some easy math. One kid goes from infant to 18. Then the next kid goes to 18. So let's just use 2 kids. We're at least talking 20, 25 years of being on Section 8. And then the lady just said some people will cut their hours short just so their rent won't go. Man, come on.
That's what she said. This is an example of what this lady was just saying. This lady has been holding up.
Now, imagine a boy living with that woman. Think of his mindset on, like, his ambition is shot. He don't have like no ambition to go hard because he ain't ever seen nobody go hard. It's been easy mode all the time. He like the kids suffer because the parents don't have no ambition or grind to them to go hard. So then you raise a generation up of just like bums, you know what I mean? Like entitledness because they, you know what I mean? Like I seen this one dude on a video who was arguing with this other dude on a subway. Maybe they were in New York. I'm assuming. We're gonna say New York. And he was talking. They were talking trash back and forth to each other. And he was like, "I ain't broke. You broke. I got section." No, what was his flex? His flex was he was on food stamps. He made a like a comment like, "That's why I'm on food stamps. I ain't broke." And in the comment section was like, to say that you're on food stamps as a flex is not a flex, homie. But he was like confident in what he was saying. I was like, bro, you are a clown.
A voucher, refusing based on the video, refusing to work, refusing to move forward. And she saying, I'm not giving it up. I will die on Section 8.
Why are you crazy?
So when someone comes to me and says, Orlando, I don't believe that there should be a 2-year limit. I don't believe there should be a limit at all. So are you saying that individuals should be on it for life? You're saying individuals should not work towards gainful employment? Are you saying individuals should always choose entry-level jobs? As a 40-plus-year-old adult, 50-plus-year-old adult, you're telling me these individuals need to be at entry-level jobs and only work entry-level jobs for their entire life so their rent won't go up?
That's a good point. He's right. And AI is wiping those jobs out completely.
Make it make sense to me, guys. Let me just give some advice here. Being on Section 8, it doesn't help you, it hinders you. Huh? Did you hear what I just said? It does not help you, it hinders you. Especially when you've been on it for as long as some of these people have been on it. 10, 15, 20 plus years. You think that's helping you. You're staying in a position of non-growth, regressing actually, an income level that is low, 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 that you can't do anything above being eligible for the program. You can't buy a house. You barely can buy a car. All of these things, you are one bump away from disaster.
You need to get it together.
Let's just go ahead and look at the real numbers. I'm gonna show you here the income levels that you have to make to be on Section 8. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. Now, this is Illinois. Obviously, every state is gonna be different, but let's just take a look at this. A 4-person household, $57,350. A 5-person household, $61,950. A 6-person household, $66,550. That's what you strive to make? Is that what we're striving to make? Are we striving to make, at a household of 4 people, $57,000?
Garbage.
You're holding yourself back if you're purposely trying to only make this small amount of money and not progressing yourself mentally, not progressing yourself physically, not progressing yourself financially. All of these things, you're holding yourself back so that you get a voucher that says you only have to pay $300 of a $1,000 market rent.
That's what I said. It kills ambition. It kills motivation. You don't have no drive. And then that triggers down to your kids. It triggers down to your kids. That's just what it does. Like, you just feel like, I don't got to go hard. I'm good. And you cut your hours early just so you can not get your rent increase, and you stay there, you stick there, you won't move, and then other people need to get on, and then there's a wait list, and now you're entitled saying it's my Section 8. It's not yours. It ain't yours.
That's a great idea.
Imagine being able to build anything.
Got me again. All right. There you go. Let's go ahead and run this ad real quick.
Just by thinking about it.
Whoopsie. Let's fix that. But yeah, that's crazy though. Just sit there and think about it. People live their whole life on it, and they think that it's okay. They think it's theirs. They think they're entitled to it, and that doesn't make no sense. And it's very unfair to other people who actually need it. And it destroys generations. It destroys generations. So you wonder why, kids are running out around here. I mean, think about the kids. If you have to stay in a poverty-stricken area just because you want Section 8, your kid's education is going to be trash. Or if not trash, they're not going to have a chance. I won't say it's going to be trash, but they're not going to have a chance. You know what I mean? They're not going to have a chance at any higher education or anything better because you don't want to do better to help them get better or learn or attain better. So they behind the 8 ball because you don't want to do better. So it's like you brought them here to do the bare minimum. You're like, well, they're getting free housing and free this and free that, but it's the bottom of the barrel, and you want to stay there because you believe that as long as I have something over the head, I'm doing good, but you're not doing it. Somebody else is doing it for you. I digress. Let's continue.
With that,
Y'all know what nobody can do? Like, nobody can make me feel bad or ashamed about my public housing. Like, because one thing about it, it's like, if everybody could be on Section 8, everybody would be on it with no problem. It wouldn't be no problem if everybody could get approved for it. But because only certain people get approved for it, now y'all just acting like, but one thing about it, you will never make me feel bad because I don't give no fucks. I'm still in the motherfucking house. I'm still in the motherfucking house. You feel me? So it's just like,
well, I don't think that everybody could get on Section 8 that they would. Again.
It's not a house. That's an apartment. She's not in a house. She believes it's a house, but it's an apartment.
This is income based. So when you're saying that everybody wishes they could get on Section 8, are you saying that everybody wishes they could make $57,000 with a family of 4? I'm just saying. I don't wish that on anyone.
It's trash.
I know someone's going to say some exception to the rule. Someone's disabled. Someone's super elderly. Listen, I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about abled bodies. That's who we're talking about. Abled bodies. These young people, these individuals, this lady literally has on, at the beginning of the video, she has a working vest on. She is literally working on her
I did not notice that she had on a working vest. I didn't catch
a
that.
lunch break telling.
I didn't catch that. She does have on a working vest. I did not catch that. She does have on a working vest. How you going to work and you still want free? I mean, then there's people who are not working and you're working with free housing for 20 some odd years. Like, I didn't catch that. Good catch. I didn't see that.
Vest on. She is literally working on her lunch break, telling you she's going to stay in Section 8 forever and make a low income on purpose to stay on it for life. Those are the people I'm talking about. I don't wish that on anyone.
But the good news is, here's the good news. When they drop in that universal basic income, that UBI, that's going to be their new Section 8. And I don't know how the full stipulation on that's going to roll out as far as bills and rent go. But, I mean, the UBI is going to be very well for the people who depend on the Section 8. When that UBI rolls out, they going straight to that with no fight, no thought or nothing. They're going straight to it, running beeline to it, like a check every month. Why would I not take it? So yeah, there's that.
I'm just saying, again, I'm not telling individuals that they should be ashamed of being on Section 8. You shouldn't. When I was growing up, I was on Section 8 myself. That's not a thing to be ashamed of, but it is shameful, in my opinion, to be on Section 8 for 20 years. It is shameful to be on Section 8 for 10, 5, and you're literally saying, I want to be on here forever. And listen, I want to add in here to my investors. Listen, a lot of you guys called me. A lot of you guys called me on consultations. You guys are really huge on these Section 8 investing. A lot of these gurus told you guys this was the easiest way to get into real estate investing and that you were gonna make a killing. And now these individuals are saying, Orlando, I don't know what to do. Like, are you telling me now that I won't be able to have as many individuals in the program? I'm saying yes. Remember when I told you guys, and you guys know who you are, when I said, I'm telling you, you need to move over into regular market rent investing. I
don't understand why you would want to do that. Why would you want to? I mean, maybe it's to get your feet in real estate. I'm guessing that would be my guess. But to sit there and flex that you got like thousands or hundreds of doors for Section 8 properties and just standing there with millions of dollars with your arms folded like you Big Bang Hank. I mean, I guess now you can pivot over to regular real estate. I guess you could use it as a stepping stone to get there, but to like run that as your whole identity, I don't see that as. But again, hey, get your money. I can't knock you, but you know, that's a dollar that's coming from the government, and again, government is big on rug pulls.
Said that. I let you guys know, I said this program by itself, without any of the other stuff that's kind of going on right now with the administration and the changes, it's just not a viable way. And I know people will argue me up and down about that, but a lot of you guys have been sold hood homes as the new way to treat real estate like crypto. You buy these hood homes for $50,000, you believe it's gonna be gentrified, and then next thing you know, you're gonna sell the home for $500,000. A lot of these investors will now put these homes up on the market for sale.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. That's actually a good idea. I can't knock them. I mean, yeah, if you get the hood homes and then think they're gonna be gentrified, I mean that happened here in Austin. Like the East Side got gentrified like you wouldn't believe. So if you did have some hood homes, you made out like a bandit. So I mean, it's not a bad idea, but not to not to depend your whole identity on it. If you had one and you flipped one and you came up, then that's different. But like to put all your ducks in a row in, I'm just like, nah, I don't do that. Have one or two, but you know, like.
Because they are not going to be these expensive homes now. Now they're just going to still be hood homes. They're still going to be homes that either keep their value or go down in value. And what will those guys do? There will be tons. If this passes, guys, believe it or not, there will be tons of $50,000 homes on the market. Now they will be in the hood. They will be in the hood. But listen, hey, who am
Oh, okay. So number one, it hasn't passed yet, and number two, if it does pass, if it does happen, then those homes will stay at that. So in other words, I guess no gentrification. I don't think they'll be gentrifying anymore. I think those homes will stay. This is my opinion. Maybe those homes will stay Section 8 now, and they won't get gentrified anymore. So now if you run into that situation where you have to do Section 8, it's like, well, here's where you can live. Like, we got $50,000 homes over here. You know what I mean? Like, they got it sectioned off over here now. It's like, this is where you can be at. So I don't think they'll gentrify them anymore. They'll just leave them over there and just be like, that's where you're at right now. You got to come up out of that if you want to, improve your living. I'm guessing maybe that's what they'll start doing. I don't know.
am I not to tell people to buy based on location? I don't know what I'm doing.
Hello.
Okay, so there's the ad for that one. But you know what? We're going to end it on that one because only like a 1 or 2 minutes left. But shout out to Orlando Minor for that video, man. He did a really good job on that one. Shout out to him for the Section 8s. But that is true, man. Being on Section 8 for that long is ridiculous. But that is a good thought, though. I wonder if they're going to keep it that way. If they're going to allow Section 8 to just be Section 8 now and not gentrified anymore and just keep it there. So if there's low income that you want to go to, they're like, there it is. If you're on Section 8, this is where you're able to be. And we ain't gonna gentrify it. We just gonna let it be 50,000 and down type homes. And you just got to figure out your way out of that rut or that situation. So who knows, man? I don't know how that's going to pan out. That's going to be crazy. So hopefully, I mean, I don't know if they're going to pass that bill. So far it hasn't passed yet. So that's the thing. It hasn't passed. But if it does go into effect, boy, oh boy, it's going to be bad. It really is. It's going to be a serious issue. It's going to be... Exactly. It's going to be pretty hectic, that's for sure. So hopefully, I don't know. I mean, it makes sense, though, to be 2 years only on it. But, that's how that's going to go. So we'll see what's going to happen in the future. We'll see. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and slide into the next portion of the show, which is going to be the AI segment of the show. So let's go ahead and roll on over. We're going to check out this YouTube situation with these faceless YouTube channels. So with that being said, let's go ahead and roll in. Where is it? The AI intro.
Welcome to the AI segment of the show. Enjoy.
All right. Oh, wait, where's my thing? I can't get it. Oh, no. There we go. Oh, Lord. Okay. While that's going on, let me go ahead and change my banner. We're going to roll into the next segment of the show. Where is it? Right here. Let me make sure that the ad is not playing before we get started on the show. But we're going to check out this one. It's going to talk about the YouTube Faces videos and how exactly they're probably not going to be monetizing people making YouTube Faces videos via AI. So this one's going to be tricky, and it's going to be kind of interesting to see. This is from Make Money Matt. So we're going to see what Make Money Matt is talking about. Buddy looks like he might be testosterone deficient, but that's neither here or there. Shout out to him. Let's go ahead and get this video started, and let's check this one out. So here we go. Without further ado, let me change the banner and let's get started. Here we go.
YouTube just updated everybody about a new policy change coming into effect on July 15th, and it low-key shook the AI faceless channel space. On Twitter, there was multiple tweets of people saying that AI channels are dead, but weirdly enough, the comment sections of those tweets were a mix of relief and also worry at the same time. But here's what's actually going to happen. I'm going to break down exactly what this new policy change means, which channels are actually at risk, and most importantly, the 3 specific strategies that you can implement right now to make sure that your channels are safe. These will help protect your faceless channels against future policy changes as well, because I want you to build a real long-term business with YouTube. But first of all, let me give you some context that will completely change how you view this crisis. So most creators who do faceless YouTube videos like myself are completely panicking about this new update. But what if I told you that this wasn't even new at all? In fact, YouTube has been rolling out many similar policy changes over the years, and the channels that understood those changes have been succeeding enormously, while other channels got wiped out. So what exactly is YouTube going after then? Well, if you follow the strategies that I've taught you on this channel over the years, you'll be completely fine, do not worry. But there's one type of channel that's about to get absolutely destroyed. Now, I'm not sure if you've seen channels like this on YouTube that do these revenge story type of videos, but after speaking with a lot of people and looking into this update a lot, what I've seen is that a few channels like these are the ones that are getting targeted by this new YouTube update. Now, you might be asking, Matt, why are these channels specifically getting targeted? Well, it's because they're pushing out low-effort, high-volume formats of content that could be completely automated with a bot. Now, YouTube has a very interesting take on AI, which I'm going to get into that a little bit later in the video. But first of all, I just want to show you the channels that are mostly going to get affected by this, in my opinion, and also what I've personally seen a couple channels get affected by this update so far. They're doing videos similar to this. So taking a look at these videos right here, as you can see, they do like these revenge stories. And basically what they're doing is simply going to Reddit, scrubbing Reddit, like this channel right here called Revenge Realm. They're actually pulling in 600K views, which is pretty good, but they're basically just scraping Reddit stories and then getting an AI to read through those stories. And if you take a look at this, it's literally just a software that could be reading through this with a very clearly robot AI voiceover as well. And they're not really giving any additional value outside of just stealing content from Reddit and then putting a voiceover on it. First of all, that's not really legal to do, to just steal people's stories like that. You want to be adding value on top of those stories, and that's what YouTube wants to see. And like I said, I'm going to go over 3 secrets on exactly how to give as much value as possible to make sure that you're safe forever with your YouTube channels. But I just wanted to show you these channels.
Interesting. All right. So this is kind of like a lesson for me and a lesson for you all at the same time. But yeah, that is kind of low effort. You literally scrub a story from Reddit and then turn around, put a video or an image and a face on it and then have AI read it. That stuff isn't hard to do. It really isn't. Like, it's not hard whatsoever. So that's kind of like cheating. At least you should be reading the story on the screen. Like, read the story, then input your information as you go along. Kind of like what I'll be doing.
Channels right here that are kind of doing this in the wrong way, in my opinion. Now, I've spoken with a couple people on Twitter who know people who are affected by this, and what they said was that the channels currently that are getting taken down are ones that literally just put one photo on their video and then just stole a story from Reddit. They told me personally that there's other channels that put multiple different photos and multiple clips in the backgrounds of the photos, and those ones have appeared to be fine so far. But that being said, my personal recommendation would be to stay away from channels like this. I think there's a right way to do channels like this, which would be to write completely original stories, and those stories making it very clear that it's like a storytelling channel, putting in a little bit more effort in the thumbnails as well to make it seem like these aren't just, you know, completely AI generated with a...
I mean, you can even make up stories on like a script on AI. Like, you can just have AI write out a story for you and like make one up and then just read the story, and like people won't know if it's really you telling the truth or not. So, I mean, and just sit here like I am looking at you and read the story. I mean, sit just like this, boom, right up here, and then read you the story. And then, you know, people will watch you read the story because, number one, people don't like to read, and number two, people love drama, so they'll be entertained and intrigued, which might be something I may be doing. But anyway, neither here nor there. Let's continue.
Ton of text on them and everything, like it's just copy pasted from something. You want to make it seem like it's not a bot making these videos, because you do want to be involved in making the videos. Now, AI is completely fine on YouTube, but only if you use AI the right way, and I'm going to show you how to do that in just a second. So to my personal knowledge, this is the only
But he's killing me with this, spoiler. He's like, I'm gonna tell you. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you. Hold on. Then he got us watching the whole video. But it's good. I like it because I need to know what he's about to say at the end anyway.
Type of channel that's been affected so far with this. But in my personal opinion, I wouldn't do anything that could be considered, highly produced AI generated content similar to this. So I think that if you were to do a channel in this niche, go overboard making sure that it's given as much value as possible. That way, when all the just clearly AI generated from complete scratch videos are wiped out, your videos will be safe. So if your channel looks like it could be completely run by a robot with no human intervention whatsoever, then your channel's in danger. You want your channels to actually give value, and like I said, I'm going to give you 3 tips for that. But first of all, I wanted to show you a tweet that somebody put out and then YouTube's response to that tweet. So somebody said that YouTube is cracking down on unoriginal content with a major monetization change. Starting July 15th, channels that do not meaningfully transform clips risk losing monetization. This includes reaction channels, compilation pages, and more. And if we go to YouTube's response right here, they said not exactly. So to clarify, this is a very minor update to our long-standing YouTube partner policies to help us better identify when content is mass-produced or repetitive. This type of content has already been ineligible for monetization for years and is content viewers often consider spam. So in my opinion, what YouTube is saying here is that they've had these rules for a long time. This is nothing new. But what is new is that they're going to get better at detecting this type of content. Now, I personally have been doing YouTube for a long time at this point, and I've seen back, like for example, in 2016, a lot of compilation channels were actually demonetized, and some of them even got banned overnight because they weren't giving any type of transformation.
Okay, I get what he's saying. So you just take a bunch of clips from other people's videos and you just put them together, or you take a bunch of social media clips or something and you just put them together with a topic that you have, and then you just let it run, and then you just don't say anything, or you say something like very generic. You know what I mean? Like, this is why YouTube is going to demonetize people's platforms, not making original content. So therefore, it will be harder for people to make money
on top of their content. So this meant that,
you know what I mean? Like something like that, basically. I mean, and it's really generic, or they won't even show their face. People don't even put their face up. They don't have a format or nothing. They just like put it on there, let the other videos play, then they come in and interject with like some like not even like anything personal to go with what they do, like not a story of their life or nothing. You don't even get a feel of who their character is. You know what I mean? Like, you don't get a feel of who they are. It's kind of like, at least you get a feel of like who I am. You know what I mean? Like, you see I'm in my bedroom, you can see like got little pictures in the back and everything. This blue shirt is really hitting though. I might have to start wearing this shirt like every single day. You know what I mean? Like, this blue is hitting. Let me tell you.
People who are just making, for example, scary video compilations where they just took a bunch of videos, put it in a video, upload it to YouTube, those were the ones that were affected by that. However, other channels, like for example, Top 5s, they did things the right way because they had a voiceover throughout the entire video. Another good example is like Nuke's Top 5s as well. And they gave original commentary and their original thoughts on top of the video. And those channels would be what, in my opinion, would be a good example of fair use, which is a legal doctrine that states you can use other people's clips, but only if you make it transformative. And that's what those channels did good. So YouTube, at least in my opinion, they're trying.
Okay, so DLE Fitness is still here. We still here to stay. So, because I am like we're all reacting and watching another video at the same time, but I do interject. So we good. All right, that's good news. There we go.
And to follow the legal system as much as possible. And so they don't want people just uploading compilation videos, for example, unless they're compilations of your own videos that you already own, or you're making them transformative in some way. Another type of channel that YouTube has cracked down on are meditation channels. And this has been long-standing, like YouTube said, for a long time. But basically, they don't want people just uploading, for example, rain sounds for 12 hours if you didn't personally record those rain sounds and if you're just stitching together content that a robot could clearly make. So this is type of content that I personally recommend to stay away from.
Wait, so if I record the rain sounds, I can actually, that's not hard. I mean, it's been raining out here in Texas like crazy, and it's summertime. All I gotta do is take my phone outside, hold it in the rain for a minute, or clip it to a phone thing and just let the rain, and then take the sound and drop it in loop it and you don't say.
And I say that if you did want to do, for example, a meditation channel, then I recommend doing an original voiceover, going over the meditation, doing like a guided meditation, or doing affirmations throughout the entire meditation. So I'd stay away from compilation channels, Reddit stories, and also music/meditation channels if you're not making that music custom yourself. Now here's where it gets interesting, because while everybody's panicking about this new update, I'm going to show you 3 strategies that'll make sure that you're not only safe, but your channels will actually perform better as well. Strategy number 1 is the faceless character.
How are you not tired?
All right, here we go. He was right about to go into the meat and potatoes and everything, and then of course we got hit with another freaking ad, but I can't get mad at them because I just need to get YouTube Premium, but we're going to get it. We're going to have YouTube Premium, so just don't worry. So here we go. He's giving us value, so let's check this out real quick, and then we'll be done with the show. So here we go. Real quick. Up, there you go.
So instead of just running a faceless YouTube channel like everybody else does, one of the biggest things that I'm recommending people within my coaching programs do right now in 2025 is to have some type of virtual persona who's the quote-unquote face of the channel. So this means that your channel can still be completely faceless, but you're having an animated character be the face of the channel. And channels like How to AI are an amazing example of this. So if we go to one of their videos right here and we skip ahead through the video, as you can see, they have a character who's basically the face of this channel. And you can easily generate a character like this on something like ChatGPT. And the benefit of doing this on your channel is you're actually building IP along with building a bigger connection with your viewers as well. So even if you have completely faceless channels, you can have somebody be the face of those channels. It makes it a lot easier to sell things as well. And another example of how this could be possible is looking at the channel called Warren Stick. So this guy's literally just does Stickman animation videos, and he has this consistent character of this Stickman in all of his videos. And this guy's pulling in 109k views per month, and what's cool is he has a name on the channel which builds a connection with his viewers even more in depth, so he could easily sell something with this channel, as well as building a real brand with YouTube also. So this all coincides with what I'm trying to teach more of anyways, which is for people to treat YouTube more like a business where they're building a real brand on it, as opposed to just making spammy, repetitious content that is going to, quite frankly, become commoditized with AI. So instead of using AI to make the same commoditized garbage that everybody else does, think about how you can use AI to give as much value as possible on your videos. And the way you do that is by generating an animated character, for example, and making sure in general that you're giving a lot of value with your scripts. And value can always be educational or entertainment value. But you just want to think about it.
So I wonder, like, for example, I have my workout videos, if I can interject like well, I guess I can. Because then I could just take, like, I could use me in the workout video, and then, I don't know, maybe I could start putting like a little bit AI person at the bottom and, you know, have them do some crazy, I don't know, do crazy things, or just have like a little bitty version, like a midget version of me doing the workout with me on the side or something. Just something different, you know what I mean? But incorporate AI into it. Just something fun just to add to it. But, you know, then that would require me to have to figure all that out, and right now I ain't trying to do all that, but that does make sense though, just to add entertainment to it. So that makes sense, and also interject and add value instead of just sitting here letting stuff run for like 45 minutes and not saying a word, which is just like, what's the point in watching your video? At least give credit to the video that you're watching, which is what I hate. Tell people who the video is that you're watching so they don't have to watch your video, because nobody wants to stare at you while the video is being played when they can just go look at the video.
From a viewer perspective, if you see this channel, do you think it's a robot generating these, or does it look like a person could actually be doing that? Strategy number 2 is the commentary shield. So doing a voiceover on top of your videos, just like this channel called Nuke's Top 5 does. While a lot of those scary video compilation channels have gotten taken down over the years, channels like Nuke's Top 5 consistently gets millions of views per month, as you can see right here, and he's been able to have that kind of longevity because he gives a voiceover on these videos. He also puts a lot of his humor in the videos, and overall, you can tell he put a contribution to those videos instead of just stealing the clips. Now, strategy number 3 is having a unique voice for your channel. I recommend 11 Labs for this, and what I recommend doing is not using the same voices that everybody else does. So if we open up 11 Labs, it looks like this, and what we can do is clone our own voice if you want. If you want to use your own voice, that's pretty cool. Like, for example, I cloned mine here, me talking to see how realistic this sounds. As you can tell, that sounds incredibly realistic, and all I did here was just record myself talking, reading some random Wikipedia pages for 30 minutes, and boom, I've got a hyper-realistic clone of my voice. But let's say you didn't want to do that. You can go to Voices, go to Voice Design, which is brand new, and now you can generate completely custom voices. So, for example, you could do an elderly Midwestern woman in her 70s. And let's say we're doing like a senior health channel, so then we could preview some text like, hey, you young whippersnappers, I'm going to show you how to be healthy and live to 100 years old easily right now. And then we can just click generate the voice, and this is going to generate a completely new, unique voice that nobody else on 11 Labs has access to that you can use for your videos. In my opinion, this is a good idea, but I would combine this with all of the other strategies as well. So there we go. Now we got the voice done. Let's listen to what this sounds like here.
Business owners, I'm talking to y'all. You do know that you
Did me dirty. Once again, we were just about to hear the meat and potatoes, and they jumped this. Boy, YouTube Premium, y'all sure are doing a really good job of making me want to go ahead and drop the dinero on the YouTube Premium.
You young whippersnappers, I'm going to show you how to be healthy and live to 100 years old easily right now.
That's really good. That's like insanely good. Wow. So why not go the extra mile if it means that you can keep your YouTube business for a long time? Yes, it's a little more work in the beginning, but don't you want to be, 5 years from now still running channels as opposed to just a quick cash grab where you might make a little bit of money, but even then, why risk it? So now I wanted to answer the question that so many people have been asking me, and keep in mind, this is coming from somebody who personally runs 2 different AI.
Man, homie's got a bunch of YouTube plaques. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 behind him. So clearly he knows what he's doing. Shout out to him.
Companies, TubeMagic, as well as vid.ai. And so many people have been asking me, Matt, is AI okay on YouTube? And now, obviously, I don't run YouTube myself. However, in my personal opinion, if you look at the company Google itself, what are they investing super heavily in? Well, it's AI tools. For example, Google VO3, which is the best-in-class video generator that's out right now. Why are they investing so much in that? It's because AI videos are the future, and I don't think there's any doubt about that. In the next 10 years, it's going to become more and more apparent, and the people using these AI tools are the ones that are going to win long-term. But the key distinction...
Yeah, AI videos are very, very, very good. I mean, here's an example right here.
Welcome to the AI segment of the show. Enjoy.
So yeah, learning how to do this stuff, man, it really, really, really does help because you're just playing with it right now, to be honest with you, and you're trying to figure out how it works, and most people are not paying attention to it. So yeah, get on it, play with it, understand it, use this AI tool with this AI tool with this AI tool, put them together over time. They're improving as things happen. So using these to go with whatever it is that you're doing is a big deal. So learn it.
In there that not many people catch is that they're the people using these as tools, not using them to just do all their work for them, but instead using them as the tools that they're meant to be. So for example, if you're using 11 Labs, don't just use a standard, AI-generated script from something like ChatGPT that you didn't even fact-check anything, you don't know if it's good. Don't just copy-paste a Reddit thread and say, oh, that's good for a voiceover. No, it's not. You need to make sure that your scripts are giving unique value that other people haven't done before. And the way you do that is by taking some of the best aspects of multiple different sources out there on the internet, on other YouTube videos, and so on. You can use software like TubeMagic for doing that if you want. You don't have to use my software though. But my point is Google is all in on AI. So I think using AI tools is completely fine.
Okay. We get the point. We get the point. Shout out to this dude right here. What is it called? Make Money Matt. He's making money. Shout out to him for sure. Yes, he is. Matt is getting those bucks. Can't hate on that guy right there. But with that being said, man, we're going to go ahead and close that down at the end of the show. But yes, man, learning how to incorporate... Is that? I thought that was thunder. Learning how to incorporate AI with what you're doing, that's going to be something that most people are... Well, I mean, I'm already seeing it. Every time I get on YouTube now and I see an ad, I keep seeing like gorillas or monkeys or random things. And they're doing like car insurance commercials. And just random commercials, and it's not even a human, it's a straight up animal and talking like a complete human being. So AI is going to be used a lot. It's going to be the future, and it's going to be good for you to do a live show the way I'm doing and incorporate it and know how to add things into it and interject in between your live show and learn how to actually do things with AI for like for entertainment purposes or to provide value. So if you know how to, if you have a story that you want to tell and you want to add entertainment to it, but the story that you have does have value, then you can make that story with AI. And then, you know, but the story that you're creating is a story that you've been through, so it also has value to it at the same time. So you can kind of tell a story, but have AI show it in, I guess, real time, quote unquote. So just know how to use it, implement it, and not get used by it, because if you don't know how to use it, it's gonna get used against you. So be very wary of that and understand that that's just the direction it's going. And these young kids nowadays are not gonna care where entertainment comes from, whether it's real or AI. Hell, my own parents didn't even care when they knew that they were watching AI generated content. They were just entertained. Like, I just want to see what it's about. It's like, but you know it's AI. They were like, yeah. I was like, oh wow. I was like, they don't even care. So, you know, from the young kids all the way up to parents, like, if you're the one that knows how to do it and pump the content out with the AI and provide value and entertainment at the same time or separately, you're going to be golden. You're going to be good. So keep that in mind. And it really isn't hard to do. It's not hard. Just play with it. Use it. Play with it like a toy. I mean, yeah, it's a monthly subscription, so it's going to cost you, but play with it like a toy. Don't even think too much into it. Learn it on the go. Figure out how to do simple things and then just expound on it. Talk, you know what I mean? And once you get it, you'll learn it and you'll see what you could do with it. So there's that. But with that being said, man, we got to get up out of here. It is late in the night, so I got to get up out of here. I got to get ready for tomorrow. The grind keeps going. We don't stop. With that being said, man, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Where is it at? I greatly appreciate y'all. We'll catch y'all tomorrow on the next stream. Hopefully everything goes good the way I want it to. And we are up out of here. We'll hit you with the AI Fitness outro. Peace.
Follow D. Elliott Fitness for the kind of workouts you'll never forget.
Then by the dream, the game on like, and I got the keys like Jay. My fame won't stop, but the only thing I'm chasing. The game on like, and I got the keys like Jay. Don't wait no nigga on the top, in the booth, playing beats. The game on like, and I got the keys like Jay. My fame won't stop, but the only thing I'm chasing. The game on like, and I got the keys like Jay. Don't wait no nigga on the top, in the booth, playing beats. Counting cash and smoke green, can me blow a cloud like a smoke machine. Yeah, I know it's thing. I plug your bitch like a 6-string. Jordan with the bitches got 6 rings. Smoke till my bitch split screen. The rest with pain pills and sipping lane. Riding dirty, but I'm extra clean. Lyrics nice, but I'm extra mean. All-star heavyweight like Overeem. The bitch learns like she over me. I flip money like Clover G. Gang hustle like TIP. It's all baby like DIG. Acronym like KRT. The game on lock, and I got the keys like Jay-Z. My fame won't stop, but the only thing I'm chasing. The game on lock, and I got the keys like Jay-Z. Shit where your artery, cutting up, who sharpens me, rolling up accordingly, pulling hoes, no sorcery, rapping like y'all forcing me. If I ain't right, then it's forgery, nigga selling to the rock like a Forrest beat. Lyrical monster on the Lord of Beats, text nigga, my bitch Georgia Peach, pimp tight nigga, I do more than cheat, cold like D-Wade, I go to heat, bitch on my way, hit the short police, money jumping like the nigga on the sneeze, couple bad J's, get me on the beat, bitch I'm always winning like what's the fee? The game online, and I got the keys like Jay-Z.